Hey readers, it's Mrs. Palin, the librarian, with today's book review. I have listened to, I actually didn't read it, I listened to it on a big long car ride, Bud Not Buddy by Christopher Paul Curtis. So good. So good. Now, this was written about 20 years ago, and the year it was written, it won the Newbery Award for the best children's book of the year. Now, why it took me so long to read this one, don't ask me, but it did. It was so good. Christopher Paul Curtis wrote The Watsons Go to Birmingham as well, historical fiction stories about the Black experience in America. If you were Black, his main characters are African Americans. This one, main character, is a 10-year-old boy named Bud. Don't call him Buddy, it's Bud. And it's set in Flint, Michigan in the late 1920s, the early 1930s, right after the Great Depression hit America, and everybody was poor, with very, very few exceptions. He is an orphan. He has lost his mother at the age of 6, and he is in this kind of like foster situation. He gets placed with this horrible family, and he decides to run away from that family. So where is he going to go? Well, he goes to find who he thinks is his father. With him all the time, he carries a case of treasures from his mom. He can't part with them, of course. And one of the things she always saved were these flyers for this band that traveled around. And this one guy was the head of the band. So Bud thinks that she saved those flyers because that must have been her husband and therefore Bud's father. So when he runs away from the abusive home, he's like, I'm going to go find my dad. Now, the best part of this story was the fact that it was told from Bud's perspective. So it's, I did this, I did that. And it's a 10-year-old boy, right? So funny, imaginative. You are in his head thinking how he is going to do this. And of course, a 10-year-old probably thinks it's nothing, right? Like it, it absolutely hilarious at times, heartbreaking at other times. It was beautifully written. I loved it. There wasn't too much history in it, apart from a couple of mentions of the Great Depression and the Black experience in the 1920s, not having tremendous job opportunities, etc. I absolutely adored it. If you want to fall in love with a little 10-year-old boy, this is the boy to do it with. Bud, Not Buddy. Read it, or read anything. See you soon.